Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you've seen my videos, you probably know that I've taken part in Inktober for many years, but I've never managed to complete the challenge. This year I want to try again, but this time I decided to prepare in advance so I'd have a general idea of what to draw each day. And since it's been a few years since my last Inktober, I've collected some colored pens that I can use because they're ink based. I don't have a huge color range, but it should be enough for the theme I've chosen. And I think I'll be happy with the result. I found a prompt list on Instagram and I'll put it on the screen. The theme is elves and flora and fauna. There's also an option to roll a dice to randomly choose the type of elf, but I'll only use that if I'm unsure about the character design. Since I'll be drawing 31 elves, I thought it would be fun to make a series of portraits and make them look like a collection of framed artworks, as if someone gathered all of them in one place. So I think that's enough for an introduction. Let's talk about what I've been working on. Throughout the challenge, I'll try to give some background story for the characters, starting with the first one, Ivy. She met the Elf King when they were young and had a romance. When he became king, Ivy showed up at court with a child she claimed was his. The king had to offer her a position at court in exchange for keeping the child's identity a secret. This backstory wanted to symbolize the invasive nature of Ivy. I gave her a stern, cold look with her eye completely tied up. I used a zero point 0.3 green Faber-Castell for the ivy on the dress and a gold pen for the hair accessories. On the second day, the prompt was owl. Since owls are often associated with wisdom, I decided to draw an older elf. I used a fisherman as a reference, and the initial idea was to make his nose the focal point of his face, resembling an owl's beak. But after adding the beard, the nose got a bit lost. Drawing an elderly person was a challenge, since it was probably my first time, but I had fun adding all the wrinkles. When I finished inking, I realized there weren't many owl-like elements, so I made his eyes yellow and added a pin to his outfit. This character is a powerful druid who has close ties with the royal family, as he founded a druid school where he's the headmaster, but he still teaches students. Every elven druid can transform into their spirit animal, in his case, an owl. On the third day, the prompt was crocus. This flower is known for being one of the first to bloom in spring, often through the snow. This elf was a childhood friend of the queen, and while playing in the woods one day, a branch fell on her, leaving her scarred and blind. Unfortunately, elven magic can heal, but can't restore what is lost. When the king took the throne, she gave her friend a position at court as her first lady and trusted advisor. This portrait gave me some trouble. While adding shadows, I realized I put too much color on her cheeks and basically ruined her face. I initially thought of covering the mistake with a post it, but it would stick out too much, so I decided to cut a tiny piece of paper from the last page of my sketchbook. I also gave her a gold necklace with elven inscriptions that are tactile, so she can still read this, and a hairpin adorned with crocus flowers. On the first day, the prompt was Deer. I think this elf turned out the best of the week. He was a student of the Druid Owl, and after graduating, he joined the King's Court as a support druid during battles and protecting the forest animals. This elf is permanently transformed because of his deep connection with his spirit animal. I found a great reference photo of someone with sharp, defined feature, which helped give the elf a less human, more deer-like look. His face is more like a deer's knot than a human's. On the fifth day, the prompt was Morning Glory, but I had accidentally swapped the prompt. I made up for it next day, so no worries. For this drawing, I wanted to add some variety, as I had been using Caucasian reference up until that point. I found a photo of a black woman with beautiful hair decorated with braids, and I decided to use her as a reference, adding lots of morning glory flowers to her hair. This flower symbolizes wisdom and innocence, and it has hallucinogenic hallucinogen it makes you see stuff. So maybe this elf has vision she shares with the royal family. Drawing a black woman was a bit tricky since I haven't drawn many before, but I'm happy with how it turned out. Unfortunately, my limited color selection didn't allow me to give her a darker skin tone, but I would have liked to. On the sixth day, the prompt was hydrangea, one of my favorite flowers, so I was excited to draw it. Hydrangeas, or Japanese roses, have various meanings depending on their color, and in this case, the blue hydrangea symbolizes passionate love. This elf fell in love with a general and left their home to be with him at court. She also has golden accessories and reference to her flowers in her outfit. On the seventh day, the prompt was raccoon. Given their mischievous nature and small size, I thought it would be fun to draw a child elf. This young druid attends Owl's school. He doesn't have any visible transformation yet, as he's still inexperienced, but he's very clever and playful. I tried to give him a sly expression and colored his hair with two tones to hint at a raccoon fur. Drawing a child was fun because I don't think I've ever drawn one before, and their proportions are so cute. That's all for this week. I had a lot of fun creating this character, though coming up with a backstory for each one is a bit draining. I'm not sure if I'll keep up with that part, but I'll do my best. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you next week with the next 7 prompts for Inktober. Leave a like if you enjoyed it, and if you have any name suggestions for these elves, feel free to comment. See you next time!